Yeah, brave men who are standing up for the truth. The Nashville statement was a statement that was crafted here in the U.S. That many conservative and reformed preachers, pastors, and theologians signed. That basically affirms that marriage is between a man and a woman, that gender identity is literally only male or female, and such things as that. You can look up the Nashville Statement, just Google Nashville Statement. You can read through, I think it's 14 different articles. They're very short, and you can see what is stated. And there's also a list of signatories. I know I myself I'm on there, and many other leaders are on there. I'm nothing special, but you can see who signed it and see who affirms these biblical truths. And recently, the Dutch have gone after these people that Dan's talking about that stood up and signed this, and they had their prosecutors look at it, the national prosecutors look at it to see if this was breaking the law in some way, shape, or form by being being discriminatory or being hate speech, that sort of thing. And so that's what they're going to be being prosecuted by or on if this goes through the court system, which it looks like it might. In other words, if you were to stand up if you were Dutch and you were to stand up at your pulpit and you were to just preach the Word of God as it is written and explain it rightly, handling it about homosexuality, gender, anything like that, not going off on a rant, just exegeting the text, pulling out what the text says, interpreting it, and blurting it to you guys, that would be considered hate speech. That would be considered a violation. That would be considered a breaking of the law. That, how dare you say that? And that discrimination angle is what has been being used here in the U.S. as well. It just hasn't garnered a lot of attention because it happens a lot, but it happens in small stages, and the news don't usually put that out. But it's happening here and now too, and that might be the angle at which they try and shutter churches from saying the truth. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But typically, it seems like what happens over in Europe trickles into the U.S. The same stuff happens just at a different rate. It's very quick. Slope is very steep over there. Children that are being taken away from their parents because parents want to teach them Christian values. Children are being taken away. That's already happening there. Scotland has that happening as well.
California's our testing ground.
Yeah. California has several different things going on. Most of those things are tying funding to colleges or seminaries or Christian colleges of any kind, that if you don't follow through with the rules, that whether it's your faith or not is irrelevant. If it goes against the typical cultural norms of the day, you're going to lose your funding. And so, or that it would be considered hate speech, just like what we're seeing happening in other countries. So that's the kind of stuff that's really happening. But don't allow that stuff to... We stand for the truth, we fight for the faith, and we stand for the truth, but never in fear, because we have a sovereign God, and He's in control. It's the same if you've been frustrated with going to different churches and it feels like, man, I cannot find, it doesn't seem like there's very many faithful men preaching the Word of God anymore. Don't be alarmed, because it's God's church. He's building it. He will protect it. He will raise up the perfect amount of godly men. He will raise up the right amount of godly men and women for each church. He knows what He's doing. You don't have to be like the world and be gnawing your teeth raw at night. He's in control. But we do, on our end, we are faithful to do what we have to do, fulfilling our good works that He proportioned out for us beforehand. Ephesians